Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create this flawless foundation base. If you're really trying to nail your makeup game this year, this is the video for you. So grab your makeup and follow along, and I'll see you guys in my next one. To get started, you want to go in with a lightweight moisturizer. The one that I'm using is by YRAY, and this is their late cream. It's lightweight and just easy to work into your skin. If you want to make sure that your makeup sits perfectly, then moisturizing your skin is not optional, even if you have oily skin. So what I'm going to do is let that sit in for a minute before I go in with my next product. You also want to make sure that the product absorbs well into your skin, so that way by the time you add your next product, it's not going to start to peel, or they don't just mix up and start to form like clumps on your skin. Next, you want to go in with a primer. This one that I'm using is from Urban Decay. It's actually their Dewy Foundation Grip. Now, depending on your skin type, that will also determine the kind of primer that you want to go in with. I do have oily skin, but I'm not as oily as before. So usually I would apply a mattifying primer around my T-zone, but I can get away with a dewy primer for my skin, which just makes your makeup look even better. And this is also a grip, so your foundation is going to have something to hold on to. But if you have oily skin and it's really oily, then my own personal suggestion would be to get a mattifying primer and just concentrate that on your T-zone. But for me, I'm using a dewy primer and my skin looks really hydrated, moisturized, and this will definitely set the tone for my foundation. The next step is to color correct, and I'm going in with this MAC Studio Fix Concealer and Correct palette, and this is an extra deep. What I'm going to do is take this shade right here and just really apply that to areas that I have some discoloration. And for me, I mainly have some discoloration around here. I don't have underneath my eyes, and just a smidget around my mouth. So I'm not going to go heavy-handed. So I'm just going to take a little bit and I'm going to apply that on the areas where I have a little discoloration. And what I'm doing is really just patting it down just so that I can get enough coverage. And then I'm going to apply that a little bit around like my lips and blend it out, because you don't want it to peek through in your foundation. So going light-handed as well and tapping that in so it blends nicely is really important. Most people will automatically think that oily skin equals to matte foundation, but I find that just gets your makeup looking cakey throughout the day. I like to go with a foundation that has a nice natural finish, sometimes even a dewy finish, or if I'm really going to go in with a matte foundation, then I want to make sure that is a soft matte. But for today, this is the foundation that I'm using. This sits perfectly well on my skin. I love the finish. And I usually start off with a flat brush like this. This is just good for only just applying it. So I'm going to start off with 2 pumps. I'm going to use that to just apply on the areas where I want coverage. Then next I'm going to go in with a dense brush, and you really want a brush that is densely packed, because this is going to help with blending it out, making sure that your foundation doesn't leave any streaks, but also giving you coverage at the same time. And this brush is from Sephora. I'll be sure to link it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start to like tap instead of sweep. When you sweep, I find that it doesn't give you the coverage that you want, and you're just moving products around. But when you tap, you get that coverage and you get that even base. And take your time when you're blending your foundation. Whatever is left on my brush, that's what I apply on my forehead. I just find that it makes it easier to work whatever is left on your brush into your forehead, as opposed to packing foundation on there. For me, it just gives like a weird finish, and sometimes it doesn't blend out completely. So whatever is left on your brush after blending your face is always good to just take that into your forehead and as well as your hairline. So one of the things that you want to do is blend into your ears, and also blend all the way down to your neck. And don't be in a hurry to just get over with blending. It's really important that you spend time blending your foundation because that's what's going to give you that flawless foundation base. Next, we want to highlight, and that's bringing some dimension to our face. And I'm going to go in with IT Cosmetics, the Do It All Radiant Concealer. So what I'm going to do is take some of that concealer and apply that underneath my eyes. Usually I would apply a little bit more, but I find that that can be so heavy underneath your eyes, and so just a little bit goes a long way. And I'm applying to my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, and chin. So this is like the basic that you need to do if it comes to highlighting. In some cases, some people like to highlight underneath like their jawline just to give that more defined look, but I find that this works perfectly well. I'm also going to go with another dense brush. This is from Real Techniques, and what I'm going to do is start off with like my forehead and blend it out. I like to blend out immediately just because I don't want that very prominent highlight on my forehead. So blending it out immediately would make sure that the product is packed onto the brush, and whatever is left is just what I'm going to apply there. And then I'm going to do the same for like my chin, my Cupid's bow. Then I'm going to switch out my brush to blend out the bridge of my nose as well as underneath my eyes. I'm going to use that to blend the bridge of my nose. And what I'm doing is I'm not just going up and down, I'm actually tapping and moving my brush as I go. So it gives me coverage, but at the same time, no streaks. And that's it. It's because I was blending the other parts, the concealer underneath my eyes had the ability to just set a little bit, and that's going to help with coverage. So I'm going to take that, and the first thing I'm going to do is the same motion, which is tapping. I'm tapping, but I'm also moving this to the sides of my nose, to the nostril. And then I'm going to take that up underneath my eyes and blend to get that coverage. And I'm going to do the same to the other side, dragging it to the sides of my nose. The next is to go in with a concealer that is 2 shades darker than your skin. And this is the Born This Way concealer. I find that a little goes a long way. So I'm just applying that to the perimeter of my forehead and then taking that down. What you can do to just find out where you should be placing this is to suck in your jaw. You see that line there? I would literally just apply like 1 dot or 2 into the hairline. I'm also going to apply that on my jawline, just 2 dots, and the bridge of my nose just down the side. The reason why you don't want to draw a full long line is because I find it that when you do that, it's kind of hard to diffuse that line, and I don't want my nose contour to be very obvious. I'm going to go in with this brush, and it's really densely packed, but I'm going to use that to blend that contour on my forehead. And what I usually do is I'm tapping, but I'm also like pulling it back. So blend. It's better to blend the jaw contour upwards as opposed to downwards. You don't want to overextend it, so blend it back into your hairline. And the same thing for your jawline. I'm going to take a smaller dense brush, and this is also from Real Techniques, and I'm going to use that to contour my nose. So with this is already too much product, so you just take that and you kind of drag it into your brow area and more of your crease. So take your time, and that's why it's important not to apply a lot. I even feel like this is way too much. Now we look sort of crazy, but not too crazy. The next step would be to apply your cream blush. If this is a step that you do, then this is the perfect time to apply your cream blush. That's what I'm going to do right now, just because I haven't set my face. So I'm going to go in with a cream blush, and this is from Rare Beauty. The shade is in Grateful. And I'm just going to take that just above my contour. And I'm gonna let that sit for a few before going in to blend it. So I'm going to take my blush brush, and this is from Real Techniques, and I'm going to really tap the same way I've been applying my foundation, but also like I'm flicking more, like as opposed to just tapping. And this is more of a looser brush, just because I wanted to really diffuse that color and not give me a heavy color payout. So yes. Now this step is really important. Take your foundation brush, and what I'm going to do is use this brush to blend all over my face, and mainly the areas where products are meeting. So where my highlight meets my blush, where my blush meets my contour, just to make sure that there are no harsh lines. This is a really important step. I find that it makes a whole lot of difference when it comes to like my makeup. So take your time with doing this. And now to make sure that we do the uncrazy, just use that to blend your nose contour. So you see how that just looks seamless, flawless. It's time to set. Now to set underneath my eyes and all the places that we highlighted, I'm going to go in with a loose setting powder. This is from Laura Mercier, and this is their setting powder in Translucent Honey. I find that this sits better on my skin. And yeah, all we need is just a tiny amount. So what I'm going to do is take my puff and press that into the product. But instead of applying this onto like my skin straight away, this is going to give me too much product, and sometimes it now makes it harder for you to blend out. It's good to just press that like into the lid so that it takes off the excess, or even at the back of your hand just to take off the excess powder. And now go in and apply that underneath your eyes. And you really want to press instead of sweeping, because this will make all the difference. So again, see, I took what was left and it looks patchy, so just to even it out at the back of my hand for a more like seamless payout. And I'm going to still drag that down the sides of my nose and use that to highlight. Same thing for the other side. For my nose, and for my nose, I'm just going to really take the tip of this puff and just apply that down the bridge of my nose. Same thing for my forehead. Next, I like to go in with a bronzer. Now, I don't have an exact bronzer, but I found something that works perfectly well, which is the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. And this shade is in Sienna Dark Deep Red. To take some of that powder and do the same thing, dust off the excess on the back of my hand and start to apply that in the areas where I contoured. You're just gonna see how perfect this looks on my skin. Same thing for the areas where we contoured in our jawline. And you also wanna pull this back into your hairline. I'm gonna take a tapered eyeshadow brush to apply on my nose, and just a little bit, very light-handed. I'm not pressing, I'm just very lightly going over our nose contour. Now this is a perfect time to apply your powder blush, and I'm going to go in with the Juvia's Place Powder Blush Duo, and this is in volume 1. And I'm just taking the top shade and I'm using a fluffy brush, and this is from Real Techniques as well. And I'm just going to apply that over the place where I applied my cream blush, and I'm gonna tap and apply up. Now I didn't pack a lot of product on this, and I always try to like dust off the excess, just so that way it's something that I'm building up to. Now to finish this makeup look, I'm going to go in with a powder, and this is also from Sephora, and the shade is Hazelnut Deep Golden. And I'm going to take a powder brush and really pack on this powder, because this step is going to pull everything together. And I'm just going to use that to go all over my face. If you feel like the nose contour is a little bit harsh, this is the step that would really help correct that, by taking in the powder and just really tapping in to that area, and it will diffuse that nose contour. Now, the final step in pulling your makeup together is really going in with the right setting spray. For me, I like to go with the Morphe Jumbo Mist. This is more hydrating, and one of the things that I like about it is that it's really going to let that cakiness settle. And I'm going to start off with, like, giving it a good shake, and then setting it at a good distance from my face, and then spraying. Now I'm going to let that sit for a minute before going in with my final setting spray. I'm going to go with the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, and this is a long-lasting makeup setting spray. Now the reason why I go with the hydrating one is to remove that cakiness, and then I want my makeup to last all day. Then I go in with the long-lasting one. And the reason why I don't just use this is that it doesn't take that cakiness. It's just really going to set it as it is, and I don't like that. My face looks more natural, more put together, more hydrated. So to lock that in, I'm going to go in with this. Whew. Hope you found this video helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Leave them in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share with a friend that needs this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one.